podcast contains adult themes and language. The views expressed here are our own opinions and experiences. We are not medical professionals.
In this podcast, we discuss our opinions about mental health, sobriety, addiction, and our pursuit of happiness and peace. This is Sober Mind.
Good morning. Dang. Oh, Wolf of Harlem, thanks for joining. I see you left a bunch of comments priorly on the shorts that I do. So thank you for joining. Appreciate your support. My name is John.
I'm Judy.
And this is Sober Mind, where we have grown folk conversations about just dramatic shit.
Okay.
I kid. I don't kid.
No, we get into some serious shit.
Yeah. Talk about our sobriety journey and our mental health. So we took last weekend off because
we built a deck.
Yeah.
A patio, sorry.
Yeah, porch. Front porch. Huge project.
Can't get those things straight in my head.
It's because your West Coast conflicts with the Midwest sometimes.
Yes, definitely.
But honestly, we were in the middle of a project, but you know what? We just weren't feeling it.
And you know what? We're not going to do a good show if we don't feel it. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. You guys know sometimes.
Good morning, Lee.
Yeah. Good morning, Lee. We've had rare occasions where we just scrap the show, but let's be honest. We got to bring some sort of energy to this show. So
yes.
Anyway, last weekend we needed some time for ourselves to complete our projects, and we had a really good time.
And the weather was epic.
Yes. In the Midwest, it was this time of year, it can be, well,
hit or miss.
Hit or miss.
It's either snowing or it's 70 and sunny.
Yeah. So the week before that, I did a solo show. Judy wasn't.
I was indisposed.
Yeah. So I gave an update about my daughter, Soraya. So I have an update on that. So quick recap. She said I could use her name. she may have had a change of heart since she's had a change of heart of things, but anyway, it is what it is. She's 30 years old. She has been riding the addiction train for a good decade and a half or more.
Or more, yeah.
So she dabbled a lot in methamphetamine and
Fentanyl, right?
well, I was given the story, babe.
Oh, sorry.
She started out with meth back in the day, and then she got into heroin. And for the last, in her words, last 5 to 6 years, she's been using fentanyl, which in my opinion is a pretty decent stretch to make it on that.
Yeah, you either quit or you die, basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
fentanyl is some wicked stuff.
Yeah. So, I haven't talked to her in years. We have a very tumultuous relationship. It's very estranged because her and I are a lot alike. So I'm onto her schemes. So anyway, she called out of the blue a couple weeks ago and said that she was staying with her mom and her stepdad, and that she was 60 days sober.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. She asked if she could come visit and potentially stay out here, and we said, no, that's not a good idea.
No.
Because a lot of us know that 60 days in to any sobriety journey, especially one that involves
Opiates. Yeah.
or you know what, it doesn't matter. 60 days into a sobriety journey you're just a fresh nubile little baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're very volatile.
And to do that without any kind of program or any kind of assistance.
Yeah.
No.
So she anyway, we were in touch for a couple days. I was very concerned that she didn't have any sort of program that she was program or support system, whatever.
Yeah, her support system was her mom, who she has trouble getting along with,
Yeah.
and her stepdad.
Yeah.
And that was it.
So
Not that they're bad people. They're really nice people. It's just that she's got a lot of history with them.
yeah. So I was concerned, and rightfully so, because I'm a fixer and I wanted to figure out how to get her down the right path. But I could just tell with the tone in her voice and her chaotic thought process that we were just scratching the surface of the sobriety. Had a long way to go.
She had a lot of stuff to work through.
Yeah. So much to my chagrin, a few days ago, last week, I texted her, said, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? How has your week been? I was trying to figure out a way to navigate this new relationship again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to pester her, but I do want to figure out a way to establish some sort of bond and a relationship with
And
her.
plus, let her know that you're there for, you know, to help support her through this, that you've,
Yeah, in the best way that I know how.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't hear from her for a couple days, and we try not to be conspiracy theorists, right? But
We try not to.
when I didn't hear from her for 2 days, I already knew. I suspected the worst. So the worst has happened. Here we are.
Yeah.
She her mom took her to a doctor's appointment, and before that, her and her stepdad and mom, they went and got some frozen yogurt, and she was the mom is trying to figure out a way to navigate this as well, trying to be a good steward of the relationship. And after she went in for her doctor's appointment, they waited for about 45 minutes, and then I got a phone call from her, and she was already on her bus halfway back to Hollywood.
Yeah. Just
So-
up and, what, did she crawl out a window or something?
Yeah, I guess snuck out the back door
Man.
and got on a bus and left, which I told her mom, I said, I'm so sorry this constantly happens to you and your husband. I wish I could somehow take the burden or share the burden with you, but I don't know at this stage. So I'm venting and talking, thinking aloud right now, but that's a wildly disrespectful thing to do.
Yeah, but I think at this point we have to look at it as it's not her, it's her disease that's doing this. She's the person, yeah, she's the one who's actually making these choices, but they're very diseased choices. They're very addictive oriented choices that she's doing. And I think that's how I'm viewing it. I'm trying not to judge her as a person. I'm trying to look at that as her disease.
Yeah.
But I'm coming from a completely unattached side view of it. I mean, you and her mom are emotionally involved somewhat.
Yeah, you are right. And man, it's tough because, again, she's fucking 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know? And her mom and stepdad have given her hundreds of chances over and over and over again.
Do you think that they will give her another one if she decides to try and go sober again? I have a feeling they will, but...
Yeah, her mom has a big heart, and it's in her nature to do that. But the tonality of her text when I asked how she was, it was a long one.
Yeah.
And she sounded like she was at her wit's end.
I can imagine.
So
it's hard to be around someone who's in the throes of their disease, their addiction.
Yeah. Now that said, I don't know if she fell off the wagon, but
going back to the area where all of that is attached. And
so the last thing I heard was she left the doctor's appointment or didn't even show up to it, got on the bus and went back to Hollywood. So I'm not even going to act optimistic about that by saying, oh, I'm sure she went and finally got her driver's license and got an apartment and is an upstanding citizen.
Well, we can hope, but...
Yeah, that sounds super cold. I get that, but shit.
Well,
man,
everything around her is... When she put herself back into that environment, and she doesn't have any kind of support system. If she goes back in there and starts going to meetings or something, hey, more power to her, but that's not really a wise thing to do, to put yourself in an environment where it just is more conducive to do the drug than to get sober.
And I guess my frustration is, okay, so she left her mom's situation again. Why can she not continue staying in touch with me?
Probably because she doesn't want to get your displeasure.
I don't think I would. Actually, let's be honest. I totally would.
Yeah. And I'm sure she knows that, and she doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Because it just brings everything right up to the forefront and right in front of her. And then she'd have to sit there and face it. And right now, I don't think she wants to. I don't think she's ready.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a really difficult, complex situation.
Yeah. I don't know what's in her head, so. Because
I wish geographically, I think I would like the opportunities to be different. But I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, the last thing I would want to hear when I was addicted was someone sitting me down and going, John, I think it's time that
you need to sober up,
you
dude.
Take a real good look at yourself. I'd be like, fuck you.
I'm fine. I don't know about you, but I'm fine.
I don't know if I would have said I'm fine. I don't think those words would have crossed my lips, but
I probably would have. Just because I had that, that mask over top of everything and the false persona that came out. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. I'm fine.
Yeah. But if I could sit her down, I would just say, you got to quit this fucking madness. You're 30 years old. You got to get your shit together.
Yeah.
It's not too late.
Well, maybe if she reaches out to you again, you can relay that to her. I don't know if she's going to reach out again, but maybe in another, what is this, every 5 years she does something like this, or every 2 or 3 years?
2 or 3 is about the average.
We never did our gratitude, by the way.
I know. I was going to do it right now.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the update on that.
Hi, Marcus.
Oh, Marcus, thank you so much. Oh, watch it later, Marcus. It was a good one. I gave an update on Soraya. Okay. Gratitude. You want me to go or you?
I can go.
Go.
I'm just wanted to share my gratitude that I'm grateful for my family. We lost a member of our family day before yesterday.
Well, extended family.
Well, she was the mother of my first cousins, and I knew her when I was, a young girl. So, my young cousins, I'm very close to. Well, not very close. I'm close to.
And young is a stretch.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit. If they're watching, sorry.
Okay. So
our age.
they're. One of them is in her 40s and the other one is in her late 30s.
Oh.
So.
Late 30s, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Continue on before I get in trouble.
Anyway, so they lost their mom and they've lost their dad 5 years ago. I want to say 7 years ago. So they've lost both of their parents, and I feel really sad for them. But I also feel really grateful that I have all my family that I have, and we still have a really strong connection.
Yeah. Yep. We'll keep that situation in my thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. My gratitude is for me being me.
Well, you're pretty cool, dude. So.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm a fucking train wreck.
I think you're pretty cool.
Wrapped in an avalanche. But I've been doing a lot of, so I've been building the front deck and having a lot of
Porch.
solitude and time to myself and my thoughts, which used to be a dangerous place to be, but since I've been sober, it's been a interesting dichotomy of thoughts and emotions. It's like a whole different city in my head sometimes. But
It's like Inside Out.
yeah. I've alluded to this before. I'm finally, after like 2 years and 8 months now of sobriety, I've seen the huge progression of us getting spiritually and mentally more intact. It's been a hell of a roller coaster, especially that first year.
Yeah.
But you heard me say that I'm finally, over the last 8-9 months, really becoming comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is true. But what I've struggled with until recently is me getting frustrated with the loudness that happens in this fucking clown show of a circus.
Dun,
But-
dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
But I think I've finally started to, months ago, sort of started to smooth this progression out, if that makes sense. I try not to get so hard on myself for, okay, like a good example is I appreciate how I'm an activator and I really get shit done when I want to.
I appreciate that too.
Well, you don't always. And that's where I'm going with this, is that
Well, when it was 2:30 in the morning and you wanted to start actively get stuff done, yeah, that was a little frustrating. But
Yeah. I haven't done that in a long time.
no, because you weren't drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, that was anyway. So I don't know. Maybe someone needs to hear this, but try to figure out how to start being comfortable with your own flaws.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think I've been navigating to over the last 7 or 8 months. I said it before, a few months ago, I realized that I was really starting to really not give two shits about what people thought about me. And that's pretty liberating too.
I also think that comes with age.
Yeah.
I got into my 50s and I was just a big old pile of fuck it.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'm starting to love myself more, including my flaws, because I think my flaws I've looked at negatively over many decades, and those flaws aren't flaws so much.
No. Some of them are just the uniqueness of you.
Yeah. It's like, some people like Windows, some people like Mac OS. I like Linux. Some people look at Linux and they're like, that shit's all fucked up. What is that? It's a very cool utility. So I'm kind of I'm a little bit broken. I need tweaking, manual input a lot, but I'm there. Okay.
I think you're doing good.
Thank you. Okay, today's episode, we've talked about this for a while. We're going to, we've been having a good time watching videos and reacting to those about mental health and or sobriety and or life events and successes. But today we're going to jump into watching, so backstory, I try to upload a YouTube short every single day. It's 15 seconds. This, for those of you that don't know, YouTube created this process a couple years ago to compete with the TikTok algorithm.
The TikTok.
Yeah, the ticky tack. And it's become pretty popular, and it's an interesting format. So every morning when I get back from my run, as I'm walking with my dog Ozzy, doing my cool down, I upload a short of something that I've thought about during my run that relates to mental health and or sobriety, with my journey in particular, or our journey. Babe, don't hit that switch.
I didn't mean to. I just stretched.
We got foot switches down here, guys. It'll play and pause and do all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
Talk about a circus.
Yeah. So I've been pretty good about that. December, I did one every single day. February, I did one every day, every single day. And
I think the only times that you haven't done one is when you haven't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times when I haven't run, because quite honestly, if I'm not feeling it, I don't want to just be like, yeah, be happy, because
bobblehead.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into it.
It's time to quit the madness. Here's how you do it. Reach out to a friend or a loved one or a doctor or an organization and say, I need help. You're just a little bit broken right now, but you're going to fix everything. Good luck to you.
Yeah, so
that was a good one.
So it was titled The Easy Way to Quit Drugs or Alcohol. Some of these are a little bit clickbaity, perhaps, but I don't mean them to be. I got to have a title that catches people's attention. Anyway, so one of the comments on here was, I wish it were that easy for me. And there was a couple of replies on here for some other folks. I'm not going to go through these verbatim.
I think I wish it were that easy for me. It's not easy for anybody. This is not an easy path to go. It's a fantastic path and it's totally worth it, but it's not an easy path.
It isn't. There was a ton of comments on that. Well, 39, and I rebutted a couple of those, and it wasn't that. Sobriety in general is not easy, but I think you and I got stuck in this. Okay, let me get my ideas succinct here. Making a decision to get sober is a binary decision. It's fucking yes or no.
Yeah.
And when you make that decision, that's easy. The steps to becoming sober and maintaining sobriety, depending on your mileage, is going to be more than likely difficult.
Yeah. Because more than likely, you're going to have to face some stuff that you didn't want to face. That's why you drank or took drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, you and I did this with each other in our very own special way. And if you're wanting to get sober, if you reach out to a friend or a loved one and you sit them down and you say, hey, I have a problem, I need help, then it's going to relieve a ton of pressure off of you, more than likely. Everyone's lives are different.
Just make sure you talk to somebody who's not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or a drug user, because you're not going to get that help.
Yeah. The guy that you run your pot growing co-op with is not the person you want to tell that you're getting sober.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
The guy that you brew beer with is not going to be somebody you want to. But you know what? There's tons of people out there. There's tons of
resources.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking of friends and family, but if all your friends and family are just as diseased as you are, then yeah, you definitely have to reach out to somebody who is probably not going to be familiar with you. But even in that respect, going out to those people who have gone through what you're wanting to go through, you're going to get what you need.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And with the advent of the magical internet, you download the AA app and you can. Okay, Judy and I went to Alcoholics Anonymous 10 months after our sobriety because we went there with our brother-in-law, Guy. Who's
And
been
my
sober, sister. And they've been sober for many, many years. Guy's been sober for 10. His sobriety put Jack Daniels out of business almost. But so we went to it, and we went to a couple of meetings, and we just found that it wasn't for us because we were at a different stage of our sobriety, I think. That said, it's a fantastic organization. Yeah. And you can download the app, put in your zip code, and you'd be super fucking surprised. There's meetings happening everywhere, all day long, all over the place.
I still every once in a while go to a meeting just to touch base on picking up stuff that maybe I wasn't thinking of, or every once in a while, I'll, maybe stuck on something. I'll go to a meeting and sure enough, guaranteed I'm going to find the answer or find a way to get to the answer, to get to the solution. It's just, it's really nice to have those there just in case I need to. But again, download the app, the AA app, and find a local meeting and just go sit in the corner. And no one gives a shit. Believe this is hard for me to realize. No one gives a shit about you. They're glad you're there at the meeting, but you can sit there and not say anything and go and listen. That's what I think. That's what cracks open the seal of investigating the sobriety is. Oh shit! There's millions of people that are like me or worse. Some of them. We all have problems. Yeah. So just to hear people going through stuff, this is why we started this channel. So someone out there, and we've got comments of, man, I needed to hear this today. Those are the ones that I really get a kick out of the thousands of comments is, man, I really needed to hear this today. Thank you. Yeah. And then there's the ones that are like, this is too fucking creepy. I just decided to get sober today, and then this popped up on my feed. Yeah. We know how that works. I mean, it's some of those things. It's like, well, we just wanted to help one person. If we could give help to one person, we figured we're good. We did our job. We're good to go. We done it. Okay, and then there's a lot of trolley comments on here. Some of them are just quite honestly. I'm about to pop open a cold one and relax. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm about to pop open a cold one and relax after a long day. Been to rehab 3 times. Life is better with a little alcohol or weed in moderation. Too much makes your life miserable. I replied to this guy. I said, clearly moderation doesn't work for you if you've been to rehab 3 times. Look, sometimes you guys have got to fire it back on people, but that's the cold hard truth, right? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. If you've been to rehab 3 times, then it's okay to do it. There's issues. Yeah. So anyway, I wish that guy good luck. Yeah. I wish it were that easy, but never stop stopping.
I'm 1 month clean after being an alcoholic for the past 4 years, drinking 2 to 3, 1.75 liters a week. And every time I asked for help, it didn't work out. You got to do it yourself for yourself. I don't know. Well, yes, there's obviously some level of effort that you got to put into it. But
Yeah.
okay, let's go to the next one here. Oh, hey, Odie. Yes.
Hey, Odie.
Odie, I don't feed the trolls often, but sometimes I gotta throw it in there.
One of the best surprises that happened when I got sober was how much more time I got back in the day. I sleep well, I eat good, I wake up early, and I kickstart the day. Contributing to the health of my soul is something I missed when I was drunk. Good luck to you.
Yeah, that was so that came to me while I was running, and that was because we did that, right? When we were drinking, and we were just constantly. You and I are very spirit-oriented, happy, soulful beings.
Yes.
We enjoy life,
Yes.
but we enjoyed it in a camouflaged manner when we were drinking.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. But yeah, you cannot be in touch with your spiritual or your soulful self when you're masking everything and you're not feeling everything soberly. You just cannot be in touch with that aspect of your life if you've masked it.
Yeah. I agree. We can't. It's I always felt my soul and spirit being crushed by the alcohol.
Yeah.
It was
Definitely.
if someone were to give me a test many years ago, that test would have probably said, "Hey, alcohol's not going to agree with you." I would have went, "Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't do that."
Yeah. I mean, I loved smoking pot when I was a pothead. I was a daily. And I thought
Hourly.
Yeah. And I thought when I was high, I thought, oh, I'm so in touch with my spiritual being. And that was so not the case. When I got sober, it was way better because I could feel everything deeper, truer, more pristine instead of the fogged high that I thought was, I was now in touch with, my spiritual self, my third eye. No, I was high.
Yeah. And anymore, that's a touchy subject. I get it. We were there, and there's a lot of advocates for marijuana, and I understand that. We're not here to say, don't do. We're not.
Yeah, this was my personal experience that if people are getting help with it, then
Yeah. It is interesting to see how this is starting to once again go full circle. Maybe we'll talk about this. We'll watch some videos about this, but was it Washington State or Oregon? Oh, Oregon. They just recently, a couple weeks ago, recriminalized a lot of these
the heavy drugs.
Yeah. So
because it got so so bad.
Many overdoses and deaths because they never implemented decriminalization with a mental health outreach program. They just left that out. They said they were going to, but they're like, we don't have the funds for that right now.
Yeah, which is I mean, that's
irresponsible.
That's why it failed.
Yeah,
because they didn't have that mental health program to back it up.
Yeah, so now it's back. Like, what now? I was looking at the charges again. Now it's like you're going to get locked up for 180 days. It's all fucked up. Government doesn't understand how to handle this shit. They always look at it with the eyes wide shut philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this person says, "I love your smile. May Jesus bless you." Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Sobriety! I've got quite a few comments lately about how sobriety isn't that easy. I've never once said sobriety was going to be easy. Duh! Sobriety takes a ton of work for me, but every day is absolutely worth it. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Duh.
Again, I don't.
I thought that was funny.
That I think that was in response to that other video. It's just like ask for help, or it was because I said it was stopping is easy, but the sobriety journey is a little bit more. But
yeah, I don't know if this one was actually a troll or not. My brother had 16 years, 3.5 months sobriety when he passed in a work accident. We're all so proud of Johnny.
yeah, that almost sounds like a song.
I don't know if that's.
I don't know. Let's
How
move
do you
on.
take that one?
So this person says, I feel like getting shit-faced every day. Lots of prayer and focus on my family keeps me on the wagon seat. Yeah, it's tough. I'm determined to get clean. Nothing good comes easy. Stay sober, stay happy.
What was that one? Go back down. There was one that was keep going. No, I mean up. Sorry. Go back up. There we go. Today is day one of my withdrawals. Oof. I'm determined to get clean. You get clean. I don't even know who they are. I didn't read it, but dang.
Yeah, I think I asked this person for an update. I said, Godspeed. You'll be on this side soon enough. It's bright and beautiful over here. See you soon.
Yeah.
Then
Good
a
luck.
lot of people commented, someone jumped in there. Don't expect to get any sleep for up to 3 days and just have to suffer as much.
Unfortunately, you got to go through it.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, good morning. So, okay, babe, we got to keep the momentum on this. We can't read all the...
Stop making excuses. My alcoholic brain used to make a ton of them. Oh, it's genetic, but societal pressures, COVID. It's none of that. It's you. We have the power to wake up and decide what we want to do. Stop.
That is true. I stand behind it, man. Don't blame that shit on any external entities. I fucked up so many things and so many processes in my life, and that's always been my go-to. You know what? If we're being honest and transparent, it still is sometimes. Something will happen to me, and it's automatically like, wow, fucking Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? It is easier to point the finger outside instead of inside.
It is.
We don't like to view ourselves as flawed,
That's right.
even though we are. But yeah,
Yeah, but the day that we got sober, I guess this is our words of wisdom, if we have such a thing, and that is, you got to take responsibility for your own actions, whether that's good or bad.
yeah. I like how that guy says. He says, "I love your point about taking ownership of why we drink." That is definitely,
Yeah, I pinned that so it stays at the top.
yeah, that's definitely the one.
Yep. Thank you. My addiction started when I was just a child, 11 years old, and
Good
society
grief.
has definitely treated me very badly. I'm certainly not the only autistic adult with complex PTSD. I still experience discrimination every single day, and it still hurts. Doing drugs is still 100% my responsibility. This person's from Sweden, and they look at this every day, and they leave a ton of comments. So.
Wow, more power to you.
Yeah, I think it's a him. We'll just call them they. Good morning, Dawn. Addiction is a disease. Not seeking treatment is a choice. Yes. All right.
Very much so.
Oh.
What is that? I'm drunk.
Whoops.
Stop making excuses. My alcoholic brain used to.
Sorry, y'all. I got carried away with the mouse there.
There was one that says I'm. Oh, there we go.
yeah,
I'm drunk again tonight, like every night. Never should have worked a job with unlimited free alcohol. Every morning I wake up and I want to die. 29. Hate my job. Hate my life. Oh.
Yeah, that was a serious one, babe. I was gonna read, but you didn't have to laugh at the guy. I'm just kidding.
Sorry. I didn't. I wasn't laughing at him.
I know. Poor guy. I get it. Need to start taking responsibilities for my mistakes. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard, especially if your job is surrounding you with alcohol. That's just got to be miserable. I worked as a bartender and brewed my own beer and worked in a brewery while I was while I was drinking in the midst of my disease, and that's not easy. That's definitely not easy.
Oh, are we frozen?
Well, I don't know. Play the next one and see what happens.
No, our stream says YouTube is not receiving enough video data.
Huh.
Marcus, can you see us? Hear us?
Open Studio.
Oh, everything's good. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
I hear you and see you. Thank you, Odie. Thank you, Marcus.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Before sobriety, I spent years trying to figure out and calculate how I was going to quit drinking. Until one day I woke up and realized that my alcoholic brain was just playing tricks on me this whole time. So I just quit. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, so that was another people got a little bit bent out of shape on that one. Some people received that one, but I mean, we did the calculus for many years of, when you and I couldn't quit drinking because we had bought new homebrew equipment. We bought a new smoker. I made a 3-tap kegerator.
Yeah.
And it was just always this bullshit excuse layer that we would throw out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I worked at the bar, and I worked.
Yeah. Can't quit because I don't understand how my lifestyle would.
Yeah. All of our friends drink. How do we deal with that? All of our friends are drinking. Well, you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that for a lot of people, when they decide to take that step, they decide to take to quit or to quit doing drugs, or to take that step, that a lot of their friends that they have at the time will fall away because they were there. The common denominator was the alcohol or the drugs. That's what the common denominator was. You take that out, and a lot of the friends kind of drop off. But the friends that are really your friends are going to be there. They're going to stick with you through the whole adventure.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that you should really cherish.
Yeah. But to summarize this one, going back to it, it's just stop making excuses.
And your brain will lie to you.
Yeah.
It's a very good liar.
and this it goes for everything. Addiction and alcoholism is kind of its own beast, but it's just a human nature factor that we have, and that is that we don't have to hunt for our food anymore.
No.
We have water that comes to our house, so we don't have to do shit. But it's pervasively intrusive to our comfort level too, and that is we just want to sit and be comfortable and not challenge our process sometimes. And then stepping outside of that takes effort, but when you do it, it feels good. You finally realize that, I can do stuff.
Yeah, there's a Buddhist philosophy that says great wisdom comes through great suffering, or I think that's how it goes.
I'll agree with that.
And so those are how you progress in life. You take those steps, you take those leaps, you take the harder path. Those actually manifest the greater the greater benefit for you, for your own life.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what Focaline beads are, but this person was snorting them. I'll have to do some research. Hope they got better. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
It's time to quit the madness. Here's how you do it. Reach out to a friend or a loved one or a doctor or an organization.
Oh, yeah.
And say,
Hold on. Let me get my bearings here.
There is not one single ounce of alcohol that is good for you. It's pure poison. So just ask yourself why. Good luck to you.
Okay, so this one, this one had like, a lot of these have over 10,000 views, which is super cool. So I appreciate that. This one has, yeah,
shitstorm.
yeah. Look at this, has 125 comments, and I'm telling you, they just started coming in. To your point, Odie, this was a troll fest. Well, they weren't really trolls. In the alcoholic addict world, these were statements that you and I used to make.
Yeah.
And these are
falsities.
Yeah, they're rationalizations. Okay, just to be clear, all I said was, and it's been proven, there's not a single drop of alcohol is good for your body. It's poison. Right. That's a fact. There you'll see arguments on here where people are like, well, and they've shown, who's they, that a glass of wine is healthy for you. Italians live, it's not healthy for you. It's not wildly detrimental to have one glass of wine. You ask any doctor and you said, is there a health benefit for me to drink any sort of alcohol in any amount in any day? The doctor's going to go, no, it's a fucking carcinogen.
Yeah.
Let me just clarify that. It's the people that have a one glass a day wine habit in those regions are also likely people that have a completely different diet than we do. Mm-hmm. They don't fucking chug a bottle of wine and eat a Big Mac and large fries.
No.
That's not their dinner. They're eating fiber, protein rich, olive oil foods, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so let's go through some of these comments real quick. This was very interesting to me. Water is toxic too in the right situations. Oxygen literally causes oxidative stress and denatures it. Yeah. So anyway, the dose makes the poison. Again, not true. It's just not good for you. Then this person said, I can't stand people who were desperately addicted, judging people who partake responsibly. Not everyone that drinks is an alcoholic.
True.
Then I put, partake responsibly is what us alcoholics say. Welcome to the family. Odie, that was my troll response. Again, this is calculus. I'm not judging. I don't give two shits about other people. I'm just stating the fact that I wanted to throw it out there that if you sit down and watch TV in the United States of America, especially during sporting events, the majority of the commercials you watch are alcohol commercials.
Yeah. Or food.
But the alcohol commercials are portraying a falsehood of alcohol makes a man manly and it makes a woman sexy, and alcohol makes you happy and successful. Mm-hmm. That's the crux of how these commercials are put together. Mm-hmm. It's always you worked hard today. You deserve a nice cold beer because you're a man. And
or it brings a family together.
And goddamn it, you deserve it. It doesn't say, hey, you're probably going to drink a 30-pack today and be fucking embarrassing yourself, and you're going to wake up with a hangover, and you probably will die early of cancer.
Your liver's not going to be happy either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the one about the water and the oxygen. Okay, we need water to drink, and we need oxygen to breathe. Those are things we need. We do not need wine.
Yeah. So,
tell a Mexican roofer he can't have beer after work.
Yeah, again, that's not there's some folks that jumped in here and put, I think you missed the point, but
yeah.
Did bro just finally get sober and realize? No, I did not. Yes, it is poison and it tastes good. Moderation should be the key word here. No, again, moderation. Fine. If we're not saying that Judy and I are holier than thou and you can't drink. All I'm stating was that alcohol is bad for you. Not in any amount. fact. I stand behind that. Ask
Yeah.
any doctor.
Yeah. It's funny. Lee says, and somehow hangovers are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I understand that there's people out there that can have one or two and be fine and they can go about their life. And you know what? Hey, cheers. But for the people who can't moderate, which are a good portion of people who drink, they need to really take a look at what's going on.
Yeah. Again, another comment about moderation. Even if a glass of wine every once in a while is good for you, does that somehow justify your choice to be a full-blown alcoholic? Being accountable is a much better look. Again, a glass of wine is not good for you. Look, one beer or one glass of wine a day is good for your heart. No, it's not.
No, it's not. If you want the antioxidants from a glass of wine, drink a glass of juice.
Yeah, eat a fucking grape.
Eat some blueberries.
Yeah. Not true. Small amounts of alcohol throughout a lifetime can provide health benefits. The oldest person to ever live drank a glass of wine with dinner her entire adult life. Don't trust morons on the internet for life advice, especially this guy. Look at him.
Wow.
I know, but see, I didn't delete the comment. I left it. And again, ask that person, or I want to see what that person ate and what their lifestyle was like. They didn't sit around eating pizzas all day long. I'm sure they had, and they walked. They probably lived in the Alps and they're active. Yeah, it doesn't. Then anyway, okay.
You have genetics that are in there. You have lifestyle that's in there. You have culture that is in there. It's
genetics.
Yeah. There's other factors, but to go back to the point, alcohol itself is poison. That's why you get drunk, is because it's your body's allergic reaction to the alcohol itself.
Yeah, converting the alcohol, the ethyl alcohol into poly something or other. It was interesting when you and I did this research, that was us as human beings, we, up until just, I want to say like 10,000 years ago, we weren't able to consume alcohol at all. It would kill us immediately. We developed the genes to be able to consume alcohol.
And we started drinking alcohol because it was because water consumption had other.
That was way later. We started getting it on accident from fermented fruit, but it used to kill us. Anyway, there's also people that rationalize that in Egypt, beer was because of yeast accidentally got in there and it created beer, so it turned the bacteria laden water into beneficial beer. There's no beneficial beer.
Still, that back to my point. That's the reason why they started drinking beer and alcohol and wine, is because it was less toxic to the body as the local water was, because they didn't have any way to purify the water.
Yeah.
Unless they boiled it.
Yes. So there was a lot of people left those comments on here, but my pushback is, yeah, but we have fucking running water in our house now.
Yeah. Our water has been filtered.
You don't need to accidentally ferment your water in your basement.
Yeah.
But all right, let's do this last one.
I had surgery 5 days ago on my shoulder. As an addict and an alcoholic, pain management has been difficult. I took one opiate, and it was enough to remind me those demons are just sitting on the front porch waiting for me constantly. Keep it up. Good luck to you.
Yeah, so that was I am 1 month and 6 days in to my surgery, and just as a recap, my entire family has died from either opiate use and abuse and or alcohol use and abuse. So except my half brother, and he went down that heroin trail for a long time too. Mm-hmm. So
he's doing very well though.
Yeah. So him and I broke the cycle of that addiction, and we're very happy with ourselves. But I'm very cognizant of it. I understand how it makes me feel. So yeah, before the surgery, I had that discussion with my orthopedic surgeon, and I was just very, very candid with him. And I said, hey, I want to talk about pain management for the shoulder after the surgery because I understand it's wildly painful. And he looked at me. He didn't make me feel any better. He's like, he goes, yeah, it is one of the most painful surgeries you can ever have. And I'm like, God, this is not making me fucking feel comfortable at all.
This is not helping.
No. So I just said, hey, so let's talk about the pain management. When it comes to narcotics, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I maybe dabbled in opiates in the past a little bit and blah, blah, blah. So he goes, well, thank you for letting me know right away. So we talked about an approach to that, and his demeanor completely changed too. So it's important for us to have those conversations.
Yes. I think being very open with your doctor about your addiction is very beneficial.
Yeah. They're not going to judge you. They're going to really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We did end up to where he said, you're going to need to take oxycodone, but we're going to be very prescriptive about it. Mm-hmm. And so the second night after the nerve block wore off, the pain was unbearable in bed. So I hesitated for many hours until about 2 a.m. I got up and finally took one, and it took the pain away, and it made me feel really good in a bad way. I knew right then. I'm like, God damn it, I can't take it anymore. I just can't. After one pill. And so I appreciate my wherewithal to have that realization. And I told you I woke up.
That was good. That was pretty awesome that you were at a point to where you could recognize that and take the step to avoid it.
Yeah. Now I'm not saying I think I could have went through I don't know, whatever. I could have probably had another one that next day and then another one and then. But where do I go from there? That's my fear.
When do you stop taking it for pain and start taking it for just to take it?
The pain did. There was a lot of pain that medication was working on, but my soul felt it. It was like, oh, welcome back, darkness, my old friend. And I woke up the next morning and I felt like shit. I felt like I had a hungover. I felt like spiritually I was no longer intact. Mm-hmm. And I thought about it. I laid there in bed and I thought, the way I feel right now with the little bit of depression that was creeping on as well, I thought if I had not rationalizing it, but just making a profound articulation and calculus to myself. And that is, if I get up right now and I have another one of those pills, this level of blues and mild depression that I have will go away.
Yeah, temporarily. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll go. So I was like, fuck it. I can't do it. I just got to get this out of my system. I'm not here saying, hey, we're all different. I'm so sensitive to an intoxicant at this stage of my sobriety that I cannot stand being taken out of sobriety. And I think that's a really healthy place to be.
Yeah. I at this point don't even like to take Benadryl because it makes me loopy.
Yeah.
But if my allergies are so bad, I'll take it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I fight having to take anything that's going to take away my awareness.
Yeah. There's a certain level of consciousness that I like to hover around, and being drunk anymore or intoxicated with anything just isn't going to help my soul and spirit.
Yeah. Daniel, I'm sorry. Is it Daniel or Danielle? I don't have my glasses on.
Been struggling with mental health since I've been 13, now 44, and alcoholism. Unfortunately, I still struggle greatly while sober, but of course it's indefinitely better than being a suicidal drunk.
Oof.
Yep. And then he says, so Lee says, we live in a drunk society that pushes alcohol on all of us. Doesn't make it easy to buck that. But then Daniel says, thank you for your soothing voices. You helped me today. Self-love is also something really important.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Daniel, thanks for joining.
Yeah. And thanks for sharing. That takes a lot of courage to share something like that.
Yeah. And so, let's talk about that for a minute. Been struggling with mental health since I've been 13, now 44. Yeah. I've been there all of my life, and I'm 51.
52.
And a lot of anxiety and depression. We did a show on here a while back, more than a year ago, when I realized when I became an anxious person, and that was when I was getting abused by my mother when I was around 12. But unfortunately, you still struggle while sober. But of course, it's indefinitely better than being a suicidal drunk. Yeah, Daniel, it sounds like you're working through a lot, man. Well, like we talked about in the beginning, if you can, I don't know where you live or what your geographical situation is, but if you could find a place to go, talk to someone and get help. Here in the United States, we have Alcoholics Anonymous, which is a good place to start for exactly people like you in your situation. So, yeah,
I would definitely reach out to people who may be going through the same thing you're going through, or a therapist.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because even just the little bit that you get from any kind of external search that you do is going to be beneficial, and it's going to help you. Whether it helps you a lot or a little would be up to your receptiveness and up to the advice that you get, but it still will help.
Yeah, or if I think I'm reading that now that I reread it, maybe Daniel is sober now. He's still struggling greatly while sober, but of course it's okay. Anyway, well,
yeah, it's gonna be a struggle for a little while, but all I can say is what I experienced is that I was able to. It just gets better and better and better every day the more I work on it. And I had self-dysmorphia and anxiety, and it can be very crippling. But yeah, it does get better.
Yeah.
That's all I can just express what I went through, but it does get much better. Especially believe it or not, getting older.
Indeed. Lee has made a good bunch of comments on there. I saw the bacon one, and it perked up my attention.
I was wondering if you were going to address that or not.
Yeah. Don't do that to me, Lee. My last bastion of happiness
it's bacon.
is a little bit of bacon. Okay. Well, it is time. Okay, so that's just a little bit of insight to the shorts that I do. And again, I wanted to, this is not me besmirching the good name of anybody out there. That's why I leave these comments too. There's a couple that I delete because they're either really hateful or homophobic in nature, and I moderate my own stuff, so I remove those so people don't have to read that bullshit. Those are from the legit trolls. But for the folks that put comments on there about their own beliefs or whatever, then I leave them on there because I don't have to agree with that stuff. And I don't agree with the majority of the stuff that people, it's just interesting to watch people pile on. It's like I could see them waking up with a hangover going, fuck you. Who are you? Don't judge me. I'm not judging you. I don't know you. I'm not in your living room. All I said was, it's just bad. It's like, and that's how I used to be. That's how you used to be. Mm-hmm. I used to not like seeing that stuff on TV or hearing friends get sober. They would talk about it, and I would abandon them immediately. Like, it's good because we're afraid to face it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I think we've gone on long enough with that. But if you're struggling and you want to get sober, use those tools of, melted cheese is my last bit of happiness. Oh man, Lee, I eat so much cheese. But yeah, if you're struggling and you want to get sober or work on your mental health, then I don't ever want to demean the work that it takes for a lot of us to do that stuff, but I'm just saying in a roundabout long way every day, that is, take the step and go do it.
Yeah.
If you're in despair and struggling with stuff, and if you're just sitting thinking it's going to magically get better, I hate to break it to you, kid, it's probably not.
No, not until you start to reach out.
Yeah, and that, we've talked about this before. That's the problem with depression.
Yes.
The problem is that sometimes I didn't have the will to get out of bed, let alone navigate a path of seeking help to go talk to someone. That seems insurmountable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, unfortunately, it does get to that point to where you don't want to reach out. You don't want to, it's just too much effort to do anything like that.
yeah. But know that if you can reach out and ask for help, it takes a ton of pressure off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let us wrap it up. Thank you so much for the continued support, Odie. Oh, hey, Brandon. Hey, guys. Huge fan of your work. Thank you for everything. It has pushed me to get sober again after a relapse.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Brandon, I saw your comments.
Good for you, Brandon. That's awesome.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. I came home and I was reading the comments on there, and Brandon is the one that's like, this guy, listen to this guy or something. Yeah. So Brandon, I think I was following your story, and you had given up hard liquor, and then you moved on to quitting beer. So good luck, man, and keep it up.
Yeah.
Just know that once you get through these phases, there's always going to be additional phases. Like we say, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. So
Definitely worth it.
yeah. Marcus, thank you so much for joining, my dear friend. I love that man. Marcus is one of those guys that if we could keep him like this big version, babe, like this size, and just, pass him around to people when they need a little bit of love, be like, take a little squeeze of the Marcus.
A little Marcus baby.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't like daylight saving time either. It's I don't know why people do it. We just need to stop doing it and adjusting clocks. Just leave them the way they are. But
yeah, and Odie, thank you for saying it properly. It's daylight saving. It's not savings. No one's going to the store and savings some money. And thank you, Marcus. I love you, man. All right, welcome all of the new folks here that joined. Join us every Saturday. And thanks for participating. Let us know. You can, if you want, join our Discord. And there's new show topics you can contribute to. If you have any ideas of things you want to talk about, we'll do some research and we'll talk about it. And if you're interested to be a guest on the show, even
or to call in or
to call
whatever,
in, we could set all that up. So, okay. Thanks again for the support, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And enjoy. Oh, and thank you, Lee and Daniel and everybody. All the OGs and all the newcomers. We appreciate you.
Enjoy the spring. It's well, where we're at, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just lovely.
Don't know if it's spring in Serbia right now. Maybe. I think I got to look at the Odie. Thanks again for your continued support. I know Odie's got to get going to continue on his streams. So on Twitch, Odie N7 on Twitch. Okay, yes, we hate it. Lee, I take off every year that day, spring forward and fall back. I just take it off. I don't want to deal with it. I take it off from work. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything. I need a day. Okay.
All right, we gotta go finish a porch, and I gotta plant some rose bushes. So.
Yeah. Thanks, all.